Hi friends, welcome to a brand new episode of Indian Food and Football. And today we have a person who needs no introduction in Indian football, Mr. Ranjit Bajaj. Thank you, sir, for your time. I think
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Sayan. Thank you so much, Aga, for having me. Thank you so much.
because today was a day actually he was not keeping well. The man like him, I think it's a testimony to be seen by other football administrator to have a look at him and how he's committed. He's come down today and for the show, and we'll discuss today a broader prospect about AIFF's vision of 2047. I think sir has done many shows. So, sir, coming straight to the point, sir. Sir, how you think about the AIF's vision of 2047? What do you think it's achievable, and what do you think it will not work?
Bhai, if somebody had asked me to come up with a vision, I would say that it would almost be the same. Okay? But then it's not about the vision. Na? I also have a vision that in 2100, India would have won 5 World Cups. But in 2100, Sayan, you, me, and Aga, all three of us will be dead. So no one can question what I've said right now. Okay? I guarantee you by 2100, India will be world number one. So you can keep saying that until man, 2100. So 2047. So I really hope, I mean, it's a joke, but I really hope that these guys who are the president and the secretary, and it doesn't matter who the president and secretary are, it's not that I have anything against them, they are not there in 2047. Okay, I really hope that they don't stick around for that long. But see, it's not about a plan. It's not about a vision. It's also having a plan for the vision, for achieving that plan. How do you do that? Now there is no viable, workable, and measurable yardstick by which we can come to know see, because ये नहीं हुआ कि ये पहली बार बना है विजन हमारे फुटबॉल में.
Yes.
ये पहला भी बना है, उससे पहले भी बना है, और ये हर 4 साल के बाद आके बनता रहता है. मतलब इनफैक्ट every new president, Kampriya Das Munshi, came up with his vision, and it was Praful Patel, and he stayed a long time, even though the vision could have been really great because he stayed for that long. And now there's a new vision. Now nobody has been able to achieve it because all three people, all the three visions which came up, the plans which came up, have one thing in common. There is no plan to achieve it. For example, suppose Japan also came up with a vision. Okay, Japan said forget about ये लोग हंस रहे थे कि 2047. Japan actually came up with a 100-year plan and a 50-year plan. So that means they were planning for children who have not even been born yet. Because if they're planning 100 year, मतलब कि तुम उनके बारे में कर रहे हो जो अभी तक उनके लिए कर रहे हो जो पैदा भी नहीं हुए अभी तक. तो उन्होंने फिर पीछे काउंट किया कि okay fine. So if Japan has to be in the top 5, top 8 of the world by this, and we have to win a World Cup by this, then what do we need to do here? So, for example, why I think this is not achievable at all, because according to this plan, the only real target which we can judge them by, because we can judge them for what they do in the 4 years, na? कि ये जो vision बनाया is जो उन्होंने 2026 को बोला हम achieve करेंगे. So let's come to that first. 2026 में इन्होंने बोला है कि हम अंडर 17 मेंस बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स वर्ल्ड कप के लिए हम क्वालिफाई करेंगे मेरिट पे. ओके, नाउ 2026 अभी ये चल रहा है 2023. ठीक है, अंडर 17 वर्ल्ड कप का मतलब है वो बच्चे अभी 16 उस टाइम पे 16 साल के होंगे. अंडर 17 so उस टाइम पे 16 साल के होंगे. सो अब 3 साल पहले इस टाइम पे वो बच्चे 18 साल के हैं. Does India have a under 13 or under 14 team? No. Are we planning to have him? No. Do other countries who we are trying to say ke World Cup mein hum pahunchenge, do they have under 14 teams? Yes. Have they had them for decades? Yes. How many matches do they play? 30, 40 matches a year, under 14 teams. They go all over tours all over the world. So then what do? अब अंडर 17 वर्ल्ड कप आएगा तो बजट निकालेंगे, बिकॉज वर्ल्ड कप का बजट मिलता है गवर्नमेंट से, और फिर बोलेंगे कि एक साल में 20 करोड़ रुपए खर्च करने हैं हमने. सो वी विल टेक देम टू दिस 20 कंट्री एक्सपोजर टूर. बट 20 कंट्रीज इन 1 year doesn't make a difference ना. If 20 crores, the same money, but be spent over 5 years. One trip a year or two trips a year maximum. That's the exposure you need, and then you need to keep filtering it out. See, it's not rocket science. Other countries are doing it. And what advantage, what we have is numbers. So, let me just show you. So, अगर वो कह रहे हैं under 14 team, इसका मतलब अंडर 17 टीम जो अभी 16 वाले हैं, इसका मतलब कि 2024 तक वी नीड टू बी इन द टॉप 4 इन एशिया, बिकॉज अंडर 17 वर्ल्ड कप में 48 स्पेसेस नहीं है, 32 स्पेस ही है. ठीक है, तो टॉप 4 इन एशिया.
Yes, sir.
Are we in the top 4 in Asia and under 14 or under 16? Are we anywhere nearby that? Then how can you say we're going to qualify? Forget about boys, even girls, we are not in the top 4. अभी नेपाल से देखो क्या हुआ हमारा. So it's, and for the first time, that's a SAF Cup, and this is what we thought, these countries will take like that. So now what do? We learn from cricket. We learn from cricket because अब जैसे हम पूछते हैं, क्रिकेट वाले लोग भी ना तेंदुलकर के बारे में पूछते थे कि यार अगला तेंदुलकर कब आएगा, अगला तेंदुलकर कौन है, तेंदुलकर नहीं मिल रहा. फिर धोनी आ गया, फिर धोनी के बाद अगला धोनी का विराट कोहली आ गया. अब now no one is asking where is the next Virat Kohli. Why? Because there are hundreds. Every guy who's coming, suppose it's a Sky or it's a Shubman Gill or it's as good or better, the new guys who are coming in. Now, why has this happened? Because of grassroots. And it's not rocket science. So they are not, okay, in cricket ke paas bahut zyada paisa hai isliye kar rahe hain. Yes, that's one of the reasons. But another reason is they have these 4 centers of excellence. अब उसमें क्या करते हैं? Every year they select in every age group 40 boys or 50 boys in every age group from the neighboring 5 or 6 states. And they keep them there for 3 months and they whittle them down for 10 days and then they send them to the National Center of Excellence. फिर वहां से टीम बनती है. इसीलिए हमारी अंडर 19 टीम्स, अंडर 17 टीम्स ऑफ क्रिकेट आर विनिंग वर्ल्ड कप्स, गर्ल्स एंड बॉयज, बिकॉज हमारा पूल है इतना बड़ा है अब ग्रासरूट्स का. अब फुटबॉल में is it that we don't have it? No, we do. Our system of selection sucks so badly. For example, जो अभी अंडर 17 लीग कराई है, we truly believe, okay, any team will say that, but we truly believe that we deserve to be the champions, but we were not because we lost to the eventual champions 1-0 Classic Academy, but we dominated that match. Now, all the other leagues जो हमने मिनर्वा ने जीती हैं, they were proper leagues. That means in the final round, once you win your normal round, when you go to the final round, you travel for 3,000 kilometers, 2,000 kilometers, तो वहां पे आपको at least 3 मैच मिलते हैं. अब ये जो इन्होंने लीग कराई थी, ये इन्होंने कहा था हम करा रहे हैं सिर्फ स्काउटिंग के लिए. तो अगर आप स्काउटिंग के लिए भी करा रहे हो, जो आपकी चैंपियन टीम्स आ रही हैं हर जगह से, उनको एटलीस्ट स्काउट्स को 3-3 मैच तो दो देखने के लिए. Because there's no point of spending so much of money when the scouts are not able to see the performances of the boys properly. So it's not only our team. I'm talking about a lot of other teams who probably could not have come, or boys could not have come because they announced it only 40 days before. So जितनी भी teams आई हैं, including by the way Minerva, they have been made in matter of 1 month. तो क्या फुटबॉल डेवलपमेंट हुई है? मैं खुद बोल रहा हूँ हमारी टीम, क्यों? क्योंकि 5 साल से, by the way, so it's a very great fact that Minerva has been the champion of under 13, 15, 18 for the last 5 years. क्यों? क्योंकि 5 साल से कोई जूनियर फुटबॉल ही नहीं हुआ. 5 साल पहले हम ट्रॉफी जीता था, उसके बाद कुछ हुआ ही नहीं है, so we are defending champions. But that is shameful because see, senior football नहीं रुका साला. 1 साल के लिए कोविड भी नहीं रुका. Even then they had it. Okay. So now what has happened because of that? We have lost out a generation of players. देखो भाई Sayan और Arga, when and you guys, at least I don't know when you guys still play, I've stopped, but when you guys played, or when you and your friends play, I'm talking about when we were 13, 14, 15 या 11, 10, 11, 12. उस टाइम पे nobody saying मैंने अपनी लाइफ बनानी है यार, मेरा करियर होना है. 11 साल की उम्र पे कोई नहीं सोचता कि मेरा करियर है फुटबॉल में. ठीक है, 11 साल 12 साल की, just love the game and that's why you play it. So मेरे घर के बाहर जो मैं जहाँ पे हर रोज प्रैक्टिस करने जाता था, एकेडमी, वो बंद हो गई है. क्यों? 5 साल से फुटबॉल नहीं हो रहा है. अच्छा क्या चल रहा है? क्रिकेट एकेडमी चल रही है, बास्केटबॉल एकेडमी चल रही है, टेनिस एकेडमी चल रही है, बास्केट सब कुछ चल रहा है, बट मेरा फुटबॉल नहीं चल रहा है. तो यू थिंक मैं घर बैठूंगा फुटबॉल की वेट करूंगा और आई विल ज्वाइन द नियरेस्ट स्पोर्ट आई हैव. I will join the nearest sport I have. So, do you know that we lost Dhoni to cricket? Do you know we lost Leander Paes to cricket, to football, to tennis?
Tennis.
And both of their first loves were football. So imagine the kind of athletes whose first love is football, but they don't take it up because of the apathy of the grassroots. Because see, एक बार जब स्टार बन जाएगा तो सारे पीछे भागते हैं. It's about supporting these boys when they have nothing. And when you go down to the villages and you go down to the grassroots and you see how much development is happening, it's nothing. Nothing is happening there. And it's still the same the way it used to be 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Why? Because कहते हैं हमने इतने coach produce कर दिए हैं. नहीं किए. See, grassroots all depends on the number of coaches you have. You can't keep on saying grassroots. So, grassroots सिखाएगा कौन? कोचेस कहाँ हैं? कितने कोच हैं इंडिया के पास? इंडिया के पास टोटल नंबर ऑफ जितने कोच हैं उससे ज्यादा जापान के पास गोलकीपिंग कोचेस हैं. मतलब हमारे ABCDE प्लस गोलकीपिंग प्रो सारे मिलाकर जापान इतनी सी जो कंट्री है हैज मोर गोलकीपिंग कोचेस देन अस. So where do you think how will we develop? So and then what do we do? Instead of making coaching so bloody cheap that अगर बंदा ट्राई भी करे and he fails, it won't make a difference to his pocket. So he won't think about it twice. You're making it so expensive that the ones who even want to do it can't do it. See, education cannot, जो Supreme Court की ruling है, but for normal education, education can never be a money making, profit making thing. That is why schools पे इतने इन्होंने बैन लगाए हैं कि तुम अपनी फीस बार बार नहीं बढ़ा सकते जितनी मर्जी. But there's no one stopping AIFF from doing it because the rates of coach. हमने Minerva, what did we do? So okay, we said for everything, what do we do? So I have learned my lesson and I have stopped blaming the system. Okay? I made sure that I'm not going to be part of the system. That is why I've never fought an election either in Chandigarh, Punjab, Haryana, or even in AIFF because I don't want to be part of it.
नहीं सर मेरा क्वेश्चन है सर इस बीच में. सर आपका एक बहुत लंबा टेन्योर था बीच में AIFF में, बहुत लंबा टेन्योर था.
See, जो वो लंबा टेन्योर था ना, that was by the Supreme Court for doing what? For making the new constitution. And that was the only job we were given कि constitution बनाओ और इनकी election कराओ. जो हमने constitution बनाई और election कराई. Now, अब जो कहते हैं ना change लाओ. Change कैसे आता है भाई? 85 years से कुछ चीज चल रही है ना, तो उसको change करने में भी time लगता है. So the first seed, पहले जो बीज बोना होता है for revolution, वो बो दिया है. Because आज तक किसी की हिम्मत नहीं पड़ी थी प्रफुल्ल पटेल के अगेंस्ट बोलने की, including the Ambanis and ISL and this and that. No matter what was happening, nobody could speak against him. So we got him out. Then we got other people who were running Indian football, जो 10 साल से 20 साल से बैठे हुए थे वहाँ पे, the actual cancer. So उनको हटाया हमने. And once those people were out, at least we are looking at things who are transferable. At least the president दिखता तो है हमें. उसके बाद जो मर्जी बोली जाओ, एटलीस्ट उसको फुटबॉल के बारे में पता तो है. सो इफ अ फुटबॉलर गोज एंड टेल्स हिम कि मेरी ACL या MCL इंजरी है, उसको पता है कि ACL MCL क्या होता है. इफ यू गो एंड आस्क समबडी हु हैज नेवर प्लेड फुटबॉल, ही डजंट नो व्हाट दैट इंजरी इवन नोस मींस. ओके? और समवन हु हैज प्लेड फ्रॉम द लोएस्ट लेवल टू द हाईएस्ट लेवल, उसको पता है क्या क्या प्रॉब्लम्स होती हैं हर लेवल में. बिकॉज कल्याण चौबे अब बना जाके, कल्याण चौबे पहले was a normal footballer who's grown up through the ranks. तो उसकी भी बहुत लगी है लाइफ में. वो तो अब बना ना जाके, उसकी भी लाइफ में उसी बंदों ने मारी है who we are trying to change. So he knows. Now the difference is भाई कि people like Praful Patel, even if they fail in football, it does not affect their career. It is the last thing on their resume. Kalyan Chaube is here because of what he has done in football. उसका नाम जितना भी है बंगाल में is because of what he is in football, not because he was some politician earlier. He's a politician because of being a footballer. And if he tomorrow, everybody knows कि corruption बाहर आती है. अगर वो corruption करेंगे, अगर बाहर आई, who's going to lose his status? जो 10, 15, 20 साल फुटबॉल में कमाया है ना, ऐसे जाएगा. They think about it 5 times, 10 times before doing it. उनके बाकियों के लिए doesn't matter to them. So that is why having sports people who are legends of the game, who have earned their life from the game, there is a good idea. Because the chances, ये नहीं कहता कि वो नहीं करेंगे, ये नहीं करेंगे. Chances of him doing it are much lesser than somebody who has no love for the game and who's come in only to do that. उसका एक ही aim है, to either be rich or to make name. There is only two things why politicians and bureaucrats get into sports. Simple. Not to improve. कोई नहीं आता politician. यार मेरा dream है, मैंने ना इस sport को इंडिया को जिताना है. कोई आता है ऐसे.
सर मेरा एक सवाल है सर.
Sir, Orgo has a question, please.
Sir, if you sir, you are the EFA president. What is the first step of your EFA president of
First step
developing
is
and football?
I have to make sure that doesn't matter if AIFF follows the constitution, unless the states follow the constitution, there is no point. मतलब see भाई हमारा already pyramid system बना हुआ है. अगर हम constitution follow कर लें सिर्फ, क्यों? क्योंकि हमारे जो 740-50 डिस्ट्रिक्ट हैं वो डिस्ट्रिक्ट लीग है.
Yes sir.
हर एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट में I guarantee you, how do I know? Because मेरा AFCA है, Association of Football Clubs and Academies in India, और हमने ऐसे ही खोला है so that we can help academies. But मेरे इस टाइम पे 500 क्लब मेंबर्स हैं. तो वो कहते, और AIFF के कितने क्लब मेंबर्स हैं? 150, 150, बिकॉज कहते क्लब नहीं है इंडिया में. सो सपोज हर एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट में 10 क्लब है. सपोज बहुत ज्यादा है उससे, बट आई एम जस्ट सेइंग सपोज 10 है
मिनिमम. हाँ
7,500 क्लब सीधे हो गए आपके इन द 4th डिवीजन. 7,500 into 20 कर लो, is you've got 30-40,000, and obviously a team is obviously 30, not just 10 people. So you've got 2 lakh people, 2 lakh senior footballers का pool बन गया 4th division का. Then you have your state league, then you have your 2nd division, then you have your I League, and then you have your ISL. आपका इतना बड़ा pyramid बना हुआ है. अब क्या नहीं हो रहा? स्टेट्स को कोई पूछने वाला नहीं है. स्टेट्स के जो बंदे बैठे हुए हैं वो 20-20 साल से वहां बैठे हुए हैं, और उन्होंने जो अपने डिस्ट्रिक्ट में बंदे बैठाए हुए हैं वो इसीलिए बैठाए हैं कि उनको वो वोट करते हैं. एंड दैट इज व्हाट इज हैपनिंग विद द प्रफुल्ल पटेल थिंग. सो द पीपल इज दैट वी हैव चेंज्ड द पीपल ऑन द टॉप, बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली द पीपल एट द बॉटम आर स्टिल द सेम. सो दैट इज व्हाई द सेम प्रॉब्लम्स आर गोइंग टू गो ऑन. एंड एज लॉन्ग एज अनलेस देयर इज अ क्लीन स्लेट, मतलब कि जैसे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में लिखा है कि अगर स्टेट हर साल अपना स्टेट लीग, बॉयज गर्ल्स जूनियर लीग ना कराए, हर एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट ना कराए, उनका जो डिस्ट्रिक्ट की रिकग्निशन खत्म हो जानी चाहिए. अगर स्टेट ना कराए स्टेट की रिकग्निशन, तो लोग बोलेंगे तो ऐसे तो स्टेट वालों को, द प्लेयर्स का फायदा नहीं है. नहीं, स्टेट की रिकग्निशन कैंसिल होके इट शुड बी गिवन टू समवन इमीडिएटली जो करना चाहता है. ये नहीं कि उनकी कैंसिल कर दो, कैंसिल करके नए वालों को दो, the ones who want to come in and do something about it. Because if you see a state like Uttar Pradesh, जिसकी population US से ज्यादा है या यूरोप से ज्यादा है, and see their contribution to Indian football in the last 85, 70, 60 years is 10 times less than of just Minerva's. But that is not great for me. That is very shameful for us as a country. बिकॉज ये नहीं है कि मिनर्वा से ज्यादा टैलेंट नहीं है. उत्तर प्रदेश में करोड़ों का टैलेंट है. अगेन एक क्लब नहीं है, एक प्लेटफॉर्म नहीं है वहां पे. कहाँ जाएगा लड़का? मैं तो सीनियर की बात कर रहा हूँ, जूनियर की तो बात ही छोड़ दो, सीनियर का नहीं है वहां. सो व्हाट डू यू डू? सो व्हेन यू से ना कि इंडिया कांट फाइंड फुटबॉलर्स इन 1.4 बिलियन पीपल, दैट्स नॉट ट्रू. जो हमारी टीम बनती है इट इज फ्रॉम अराउंड 10 करोड़ पीपल. Why? Because it's from Punjab, little bit of Jammu Kashmir. Then we go to Bengal, Manipur, Mizoram, little bit of the other northeastern states like ek do Assam and Arunachal and this. Then we go down to Maharashtra and Goa, and little bit of Karnataka in the middle. और है क्या हमारे पास? बाकी सारा कंट्री कहाँ है? There's nothing. And the states जो मैंने mention की है, Goa and Mizoram and Manipur and Punjab, population क्या इनकी 2-2, 3-3, 5-5 crore. Only Bengal has a little bit bigger population and Maharashtra. Otherwise, that is why I'm saying हमारी टीम तो 10 crore बंदों से बनती है सिर्फ.
सर केरला
So,
भी
and
सर
do we have enough people? Yes. We have
हाँ
1.4 billion, but we only select from 100 million.
नहीं मैं बोल रहा हूँ सर केरला का भी है सर केरला
हाँ केरला. So again, Kerala population छोटा सा ना. See, जो Kerala, Maharashtra, sorry. So Kerala, Maharashtra, Goa, Bengal, Manipur, Mizoram, Punjab. These are the states which actually give the things, but these are 6-7 states. In fact, Kerala would be the most popular where grassroots is concerned. There is no better state where when I say grassroots, I mean even in a village, अगर वहाँ पे 7-a-side match होएगा, you'll find 20-30,000 people जो tournament के लिए आ जाते हैं यार. जैसे हमारे बंगाल में खेत के लिए आते हैं, but उतने नहीं आते हैं.
Yes.
Okay. But
Yes.
there you see a total different kind of a thing. So this craze, it's not that Indians are not crazy about football. जहाँ पे football है, they're crazy about it. But जहाँ पे football ही नहीं है, क्या करेंगे लोग? Then they get crazy about what? Other sports. So same way when we lose footballers to other sports, we lose fans also to other sports. So we are losing. So the ones, see, जो केरला sevens में है ना, जो खेलते हैं हर रोज. Why do you think the biggest support for Argentina and Brazil is in Bengal and in Kerala? Because the maximum number of people who are regular day-to-day people, they watch that football and they play cape or 7-a-side or 5-a-side or 6-a-side every single day in their backyard. They love football. That is why they follow the best in the world. They don't follow India. They follow the best in the world. So passion है. बाकी जगह पे क्यों नहीं है? Because वहाँ पे कुछ और game चलता है. And whose job is it to make sure? वही districts and states. So there are only 6 or 7 state associations who are actually doing their job properly, if you look at it.
सर आई वुड आपका जो पॉइंट है उसी पॉइंट को मैं कंटिन्यू करके एक क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहता हूँ आपसे. सर यू हैव सेड दैट जो एएफएफ का प्लान है, द रोड मैप विच यू थिंक इज आई थिंक they have laid down some plans which are unrealistic according to you. You said that Indian under 17 team which was last time I think we went to the quarterfinals after 24 years. बट उससे पहले 2000 गौरमांगी सिंह वाला बैच के बाद लास्ट बार गए थे एंड वी लॉस्ट टू साउथ कोरिया इन द क्वार्टर फाइनल्स. बट आपको क्या लग रहा है द प्रेजेंट जो एआईएफएफ जो चला रहे हैं उनका कैसा प्लान है? मतलब व्हाट दे आर थिंकिंग अंडर 17 टीम के लिए उन्होंने काफी सारा मैचेस प्लान किया बिफोर द main tournament which is in May I think in Thailand this time.
No, but the point is why with this under 17 team? अगर आपने क्वालिफाई करना है 2026 में अंडर 17 के लिए वहां पे, तो इन पे पैसे क्यों वेस्ट कर रहे हो? अंडर 14 पे करो ना.
Yes.
इनको ले जाके बाहर क्या करोगे? What are you trying to do? Your aim is to qualify for 2026 World Cup with the under 17 World Cup. Then you're supposed to focus on 2009, 10, 11 boys.
Correct, sir.
Not on 6, 7, 8 boys. 2006, 2007, 2008 boys. तो वही तो मैं कह रहा हूँ ना, there's no workable plan towards that. And they've made the same plan for the girls also. अच्छा, अब AFC में अंडर 14 कॉम्पिटिशंस होते हैं? यस, होते हैं. हमारी अंडर 14 टीम है नहीं, तो फिर
सर और एक चीज है सर जो जैसे आप बोल रहे थे लास्ट ईयर आई वाज हियरिंग ऑन वन ऑफ द पोर्टल्स कोरिया प्लेड 36 गेम्स if I'm not mistaken. 36 games, 36 games under 16 team play.
Imagine a country like Iran जिनके इतनी बुरी हालत हुई है and they also played over 30 games. Iraq जहाँ पे war चल रही है, they played 18 games. So
we have played 7 games. We have played 7 games.
Only 7.
And it shows. So it shows the game time. And unless you see, game time is something which nothing can develop. That's why I hate sending young players to big clubs, because the moment they put them on the bench between the ages of 17 to 21, they're killing that player. That is the time they need maximum game time. In the senior team, In the junior team, you need game time every single day. That means every alternate day. That means at the age of 13, 12, 11, you should be playing 50, 60, 70 games. Because why? Because एक तो तुम्हारी जो games हैं वो 60 minutes की होती हैं, छोटे field की होती हैं, and your recovery is much faster. Like at the age of 11, 12, 13, तुम मुझे सुबह भी खिला लो, दोपहर को भी खिला लो, शाम को भी खिला लो, फिर रात को जाके हम टूर्नामेंट एक और खेलते थे. You know that. और अब अगर हम रात को जाग जाए तो अगले दिन फिर उठा नहीं जाता. So at that age you can, and we don't actually do it because, and that's the age you have to work on it the maximum, because muscle memory is something which is developed maximum during the age of 7 to 13. And unless you work on repetition during those ages, your decision. So see, एक तो ना बड़ी fallacy है कि, you know, decision making capacity. There is nothing known as decision making. ये बहुत गलत fallacy है कि गोरों की decision making अच्छी है. उनकी decision making अच्छी नहीं है, उनकी muscle memory अच्छी है. Because जब मेरे पास बॉल आई और जब मैंने पास दिया, you think I actually have time to take a decision कि ये अच्छा यहाँ नहीं अच्छा यहाँ देते हैं. No, it is because of what I have done for all my life till now. It is automatic. Tuck, tuck, tuck. That is why it's tuck, 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 tiki taka. Because no decision making, it is instant. Tuck, 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 tuck. Decision थोड़ा हो रहा है. ये body movements automatic है. वो तभी आएंगी अगर आपने लाख बारी, 5 लाख बारी, 10 लाख बारी लाइफ में रिपीट किया हुआ है. और वो रिपीट कब होएगा? जब तुम जूनियर एज से शुरू करोगे, 6, 7, 8. That is why if you want to be world standard, unless Indians get serious about football from the ages of 6, 7, 8, we will not make it to the world level. Simple as that. Because हम पहले ही जब शुरू करते हैं 11-12 साल की उम्र पे, we are already 3-4 years behind them. By the age of 16, 17, 18, the kids there are already making the senior team, even in the Premier League. Barcelona, Man U, Man City. So यहाँ पे हम 16, 17, 18 को देखते भी नहीं है, वो तो बच्चे हैं. That's why. So when I say all these things, I prove it. So that is why Minerva, right, in the very first year, we had the youngest ever scorer of I-League, Bodo. फिर बोडो के बाद हमने तोयबा डाला, he became the youngest scorer. Then हमने हिमांशु जांगरा वकाब डाला, 15 साल की उम्र पे वो स्कोर कर दिया. Then we put Toiba in AFC. AFC में he became the youngest ever scorer in the AFC football club history because he scored there 16 years old. So it's not great that मैंने डाला. No, कोई डालता ही नहीं है, इसीलिए स्कोर करते नहीं है. अगर डालोगे तो स्कोर करेंगे. अब 16 साल की उम्र पे उसने स्कोर किया. At 17 he was in Odisha. And by the age of 19, 20, I guarantee you Toiba will be in the Indian team as a mainstay. And he's already playing every match for them. And he's only 18 right now. He's 17 last year. So he started playing for the senior team when he was 15, 14. So unless you put them into the deep end right at that age, you will not get world level stars.
सर मेरा एक सवाल है.
और गो प्लीज.
हाँ सर, अभी इस बार संतोष ट्रॉफी हो रहा है सऊदी अरब में, सेमीफाइनल और फाइनल. आप ऐसे क्या, मतलब ये क्या है, मतलब ये आई वॉश है और कुछ एक्सपोजर मिलेगा इंडियन फुटबॉल का?
क्या एक्सपोजर मिलेगा भाई? It's just a free trip for these guys to have. I really believe that it was probably kind of a quid pro quo कि तुम अपनी withdraw कर लो bid. See, I say it like it is. मैं नहीं चुप तक इससे कि तुम अपनी bid withdraw करो, तुम्हारे को हम ये लॉलीपॉप दे देते हैं और तुम जाके खुश हो जाना, चुप करके withdraw कर लो. और वो withdraw कर ली उन्होंने because there were only 2 people bidding for it. So they didn't even want to take a chance. See, like Qatar has bought the World Cup, so obviously Saudi Arabia will Asian Cup. क्या चीज है भाई? So there's nothing for them. So that was done, and इससे I rather that अगर कुछ उनसे लेना ही था, तो instead of this, they should have said कि जो हमारी under 14 टीम है ना, उसको तुम सऊदी अरेबिया में ट्रेन करो for the next 1 year. And make them play against that league. या हमारी जो under 17 टीम है उसको तुम सऊदी अरेबिया की 3rd division में डाल दो for 1 year. जापान ने जो अपनी under 17 या under 19 टीम को जर्मनी भेजा था 1 साल के लिए to play in their 3rd division. इंडोनेशिया ने किया था जापान में जाके. ये डील्स होती है कि मेरे जूनियर बच्चों को अपनी लीग खिला दो so we can develop. Not कि 2 मैच खिला दो वहां पे जाके. Sandeep is asking a very nice question that, you know, about futsal and importance to impact. See, like I was, Sandeep, very good question. Like I was saying, jab tak Indians don't become like Keralites and Bengalis and Goans. Okay? Now what do I mean by that? कि ओए क्या कर रहा है? कुछ नहीं यार, चल आजा बाहर आ, नीचे आजा, क्या करना है? चल खेलते हैं यार. क्या खेलते हैं? फुटबॉल. जब तक सारे वो क्रिकेट नहीं खेलेंगे, फुटबॉल खेलेंगे नीचे जाके, then, and वो कौन सी गेम है? फुटसल. So futsal is what? Street football. Okay, let me tell you now. Look at the facts. France की वर्ल्ड कप की जो टीम थी, they reached the final. 90% of their players come from the suburbs of Paris. Only from Paris. Suburbs of Paris. Now, वहां पे क्या है academies? ना केज फुटबॉल, सीमेंट केज फुटबॉल, ये सारे के सारे स्टार्स वहां से बड़े हुए हैं. सेम इन ब्राजील, सेम इन बेल्जियम, the same in Portugal. Wherever you find great footballers, you'll find futsal. Why? Because ये जो बार बार कहते हैं SSG, small sided games, और क्या होती है? यही है. What is Rondo? This is it. What do you think Barcelona does in the middle of the pitch? Futsal. Simple. So if you can control the ball, what is futsal? See, if you are able to control the ball in a itni jagah where you have 5 people on you, then when you take it to this kind of a field, it becomes so much easy for you. And the only place where Indians can do really well, people don't realize, is futsal. Why? See, what we lack, honestly, from what Africans or probably Europeans, is physical body size. ठीक है, वो problem है. In futsal, you cannot touch the player. The moment you touch the player and you have 5 fouls, the 6th one is a penalty, then 7th one is a penalty, 8th one is a penalty. So fouls होते नहीं है futsal में. If you foul, you're screwed. So Indians cannot. So what do Indians do? Yes, we are skillful. And what can we do? That's what we used to be good in, our skill. So we can do that. That is why Asian countries are very good in futsal. That is why in the quarterfinals we had 4 Asian countries in the world futsal championship this time. And that is why I think we have a great future there. And that is why I want futsal to be promoted, and we promote futsal so much because it's the basis of football. If you know how to play futsal, you can be a great football player. See, a great futsal player is very easy to be a great football player. A great football player cannot always be a great futsal player. It's very difficult. Technically, you have to be really, really good.
नहीं सर, एक्चुअली आपके जैसा अंडरस्टैंडिंग भी इट्स वेरी मच नीडेड. पीपल नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड द गेम इन AIFF हु रन्स द शो एक्चुअली. तो एक्चुअली क्या होता है, वी फॉर लास्ट 10 years देयर वेयर AFC ने काफी प्लान बनाया था फुटसॉल को लेके, बट AIFF वाज नॉट कीन टू डू इट. आई थिंक
we won it last year, and we were told before the tournament that there'll be an Indian team going for this, so I was very happy. Then we were told that we'll be going for the AFC Club Championships. I was very happy. And then they just didn't send our entry. And then the reason was that we forgot. It was too late. So that's the kind of apathy it was there. That's why I'm saying at least things have changed now to the fact that they're taking this seriously. The organization this time is much better than last year. In fact, in everything which AFF is doing here, they're taking things more seriously, and because they're accountable. So they care. For example, if अगर तुम प्रफुल्ल पटेल को 100 गालियां भी निकाल लेते ना ऑनलाइन, उसको फर्क नहीं पड़ता था. अगर तुम कल्याण चौबे या शाजी प्रभाकरन को 100 गालियां निकालोगे ना, उनको फर्क पड़ेगा, और उनको पड़ता है, और क्योंकि वो सुनते हैं, they care. Compared to what was there earlier.
Sir,
but trust me, they can care much more, and they can care about the right things instead of like what they've done now with the Santosh Trophy. The same thing could have been done in a much better way. Like for example, जो मैंने बताया कि हमारी गर्ल्स टीम को एक्सपोजर देने के लिए कहीं बाहर भेज सकते थे. बॉयज, चलो गर्ल्स टीम को सऊदी अरेबिया नहीं भेज सकते, बट बॉयज टीम को तो भेज सकते हैं.
वो कर सकते थे एक्चुअली. ये तो डील हुआ था. आई थिंक इट्स व्हाट डू यू थिंक दिस मूव वाज ओके? इफ आई आस्क यू 2027.
See, it's not okay, but see, I don't think it's okay at all, because there's no point. What's the point? इससे अच्छा उनसे पैसे ले लेते कि तुम्हारे इतने पैसे का, तुम पैसे दे दो हमारे को यार, हम कुछ बना लेंगे यहाँ पे. Because there's no point of doing this. Nothing good will come out of it. Going to Saudi Arabia with 4 teams and playing 3 matches there, 2 semi-finals and a final for 5 days, doesn't make sense. at all.
Sir, I have asked many of the ex-players, and they all they said me that this move I think would have been better. India would have hosted AFC Asian Cup 2027. That would have.
Or India go and play, India main team goes and plays 2 friendlies or 3 friendlies with Saudi Arabia, the
Correct.
guys who beaten Mexico world champion. जो हमारी
Correct.
फीफा फ्रेंडलीज थी जो हमारे को मिलती नहीं है. इमेजिन प्लेइंग 2 मैचेस विद सऊदी अरेबिया's रैंक और गलती से हम ड्रॉ अभी हमारी रैंकिंग कितनी ऊपर जाती, बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली वी वर एक्सपेक्टेड टू लूज, सो एनीथिंग कैन हैपन, बट चांस लोगे तभी होएगा ना. सो इंडियन टीम को भेजते हैं वहां पे.
Sir,
So that would have probably helped us in the AFC Asian Cup because they're going to be hosting it and we're going to be playing against the home nation. कि हम इंडिया ना 1 महीने का स्पेशल कैंप लगाएंगे AFC में सऊदी अरेबिया में जाके 1 महीना पहले, और तुम लोग हमारे को होस्ट करोगे. फिर बनती बात. ये इनको यहाँ पे संतोष ट्रॉफी वालों को भेजने का क्या फायदा? By the way, I've got 16 boys playing in the Santosh Trophy. I've got 9 in the Delhi team, and I've got 4, 5 in the Punjab team, 3 in the Manipur team, 4 in the Bengal team. So I wish that they all had the opportunity, but for Indian football, there's no benefit at all whatsoever.
Sir, if I ask you 2 main things. So you said a very important point that short-term plans are not possible. Long-term plans in terms of the men's national team, what they have laid down is that India aims to become the 4th among the top 4 Asian nations by 2047, which is the deadline of 25 years. For that, you need to have, for that the member who will be part of the team should be right now born or would be born in next 1 or 2 years. Right?
Okay, let's come back now to 2047. You're saying top 4. Okay. So I would say, उससे at least 10 साल पहले 2037 में we should be in top 8.
Yes.
ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
2037 से 10 साल पहले we should be in top 16. मतलब 2027 में. So अभी तक we are reaching the target. Now how do we get to the top 8? अब जो top 8 में 2027 में पहुंचना है हमारे को, because that is the deadline according to 2047. 2027 में senior team कौन होएगा? उनकी उम्र क्या है इस टाइम पे? उनकी उम्र होएगी अब सारे अब होंगे 18, 19, 20, 21 वाले. So people like Jacksons and Anwar Alis and Vikram Pratap's, Gurkirat, Himanshus from the junior, and then going up to even Toibas and even probably Puyas and Changtes and Harmi Poms, all those guys. So उनके लिए तुम क्या कर रहे हो? The AFC under 23 team, what have you done about it? How many matches have they played this year?
0.
Yeah.
0 matches.
0. That's the number. So that's what I'm saying. This shows all their hollow claims. You just take it backwards every time and you come to know क्या कर रहे हो. So अगर इनको वहाँ पहुँचना है तो बहुत serious काम अभी से शुरू करना पड़ेगा. And we'll come to know about it. See, that's what I'm saying. ये जो इनका 4 साल का है, हाँ?
आप कर रहे हो सर, आप तो 2034 का वर्ल्ड कप का आपका जो विजन है 2034.
अब हाँ, so मैंने ये लगा के 2034 वर्ल्ड कप पहुंचेंगे, उसके बाद मैं सो नहीं गया. क्या करना है उसके बाद we have to work out backwards. So I have calculated that अगर हमने 2034 के वर्ल्ड कप में पहुंचना है, उसके बाद इसका मतलब 2030 तक we have to be in the top 4 in Asia. 2030 तक, that means we have to be 2026 तक we have to be in the top 8. The same way we've calculated. And how have we calculated? So हमारी under 14 team, जो मेरी under 14 team है, it has to be beating world class teams by the time they're under 14. Yes? That's why we take them abroad every year. Last year we took them to MENA Cup. We beat Barcelona, Man City, drew with Wolves. This year we are going to the World Youth Cup, Gothia Cup in Sweden, where there are over 108 countries and over 4,000 footballers who come from all over the world. And वहाँ पे हमारी age group में we'll see our performance. So every year the aim is, so I'm not saying we'll win, I'm just saying we'll see our performance. And we'll come to know कि हम कितनी आगे और पीछे हैं. फिर हम tweak करेंगे. फिर अगले साल फिर चेक करेंगे जाके वर्ल्ड के बेस्ट में. किससे? जो हमारी उम्र के world के best बच्चे हैं. So every year we'll be testing ourselves out with them and seeing how far पीछे we are and seeing how close we are to the goal. Because I can't take us to India's AFC under 14. I wish I could, but I can't. I'll have to take them to these competitions and find the best competition in the world, and hopefully, ek to I am alive till 2034 and we have enough money to survive till then.
Money, you said about money. Sir, you see many of the clubs in ISL right now are spending huge amount of money in fan engagement, and they're trying all sort of things. Today, when Mumbai City FC won, I think a huge lot of people from Mumbai traveled to Goa to watch the game. And today, when I was seeing the Kerala Blasters playing against Bengaluru, I think it was very difficult to know whose home match. We
Yeah.
are the Blues. They put out we are the
And in
Blues.
fact, for the first time, I actually saw BFC stadium full, because normally this time BFC crowds were not that much. But they knew that this was a tough match and these guys are going to come, so we better be full prepared. So we saw even properly boisterous support for BFC as well. So see, I love the ISL for these things. It's great for football. As long as you have 20 teams in the ISL. See, problem is not with the ISL. The whole problem is the number of matches we play. We need 20 teams in the ISL. Then we need 20 in the I-League, 20 in the second division, and then 7,500 in the fourth division. That is how the pyramid cannot be. अभी हमारा pyramid साला ऐसा है, उल्टा. क्यों? क्योंकि second division में सिर्फ 60 टीमें, फिर I-League में 10 टीमें, और फिर ISL में 13 टीमें. और उसके नीचे है ही नहीं, मतलब वहां पे खत्म हो जाता है. There's nothing known as district league. So unless we become like this, and we have enough people there, and because see, whatever ISL is doing great, but it's not viable for the club owners to keep pumping up that much money. So they have to make it viable. How do they make it viable? Like volleyball has made it viable, like kabaddi has made it viable. The same people, Sony ने 360 करोड़ या 400 करोड़ रुपए दिए हैं for volleyball. And Star Sports, even though they own the Kabaddi League, they had to shell out 400 crores. So you think if Kabaddi and volleyball can be sold for 400, football rights can't be sold for 500 or 400? They can be. And if they can be, if you have over 400, so much money coming, 400 crores coming in, imagine if it goes to all the clubs. That's where all the money problems go. And unless your broadcaster is paying money for revenue, 90% of the clubs earn in the whole world. They earn money from broadcast revenue. यहाँ पे इसलिए नहीं हो रहा because corporates are in it and the broadcaster owns the bloody league. And now it's even going to become worse. Why? Because ISL is now, Star Sports की जगह is going to go to Viacom. So the 100% is going to be owned by one company. Now, how is that a bad thing? That's a bad thing because football is getting screwed because of cricket. Because साले cricket का IPL शुरू होना है, तो हमारा ISL cannot be postponed. So we can't take part in international tournaments, so we can't have longer camps for the national team. If you can't have longer camps for the national team, our performance in AFC will be what? Shit. And what will the ranking be? Shit. I mean, it's not rocket science here. It's just simple. The priority has to be national team. But the priority can only be national team if the league is owned by the federation. The moment the league is owned by a private entity, you have no say over it, and that's why your national team gets screwed for money. That is why India's ranking has not gone up since the ISL has come in. Simple.
Sir, if I ask you two main thing actually,
Hi,
you said
Amar.
about
Hi, Amar. So somebody said hi to me. I'm trying to do good, little bit ill, but whenever I talk about football, all the passion comes out.
Amar has Amar already has put up a question also. I'll put it down. Mystery Flix says, sir, when we are going to play Gothia Cup?
June, July. By June, July. And it'll all be live, so we'll be sharing the links like last time, and everyone can watch.
And here we get a new question from Gaming AK. He says, I think it's because football is not number one sports. I think he says in our country, like Middle East or Asian, are mad for football. So the age group teams play max number of.
No, we are mad. See, I'll tell you why we are mad, because go and see what happens. Like I just saying, What happens in Kerala? What happens in Bengal? What happens in Goa? What is happening in villages of Punjab, where I go and play matches and there are 20,000 people watching the match in a village. And that's happening in all the places where football is alive. We need football to be alive in the entire country and then see what happens. See, but budget, he's saying budget is not there. That's exactly what I'm saying. The budget needs to be spent on these things. What India is doing is because of our red tape, जो red tape की हमारी आदतें हैं, उससे हमारा सारा बजट अलग अलग चीजों में जा रहा है. For example, let's just talk about junior football. स्कूल गेम फेडरेशन भी कराता है, डिस्ट्रिक्ट में स्पोर्ट्स वाले भी कराते हैं, AIFF भी कराता है, सुब्रोटो वाले भी कराते हैं, रिलायंस वाले भी कराते हैं, फिर तुम्हारे इंटर स्कूल कॉम्पिटिशंस भी होते हैं, CBSE क्लस्टर भी होता है, और ये सारा सेम काम कर रहे हैं. And imagine if all the money of these 7 are put together and one proper league happens with all the teams. Imagine. So ये organization करने की बात है. This will happen overnight. The day Modi ji says, okay, हाँ भाई, फुटबॉल में हमने नंबर 1 बनना है, उस दिन हो जाएगा. Overnight it will happen. Why am I so sure? I'm not कि I'm a big fan of Modi. I'm just saying because हमारा Indians का इतना power है कि एक state हमारी उड़ीसा, because it got after one sport, hockey, we are now back into the world top 5 because of one state. It is done in 10 years. Okay, just one state. Imagine if an entire country gets after a sport. हमारा तो एक state भी नहीं है. The way Odisha is supporting hockey, tell me one state which supports football like that. Nobody does. Nobody.
गवर्नमेंट सपोर्ट तो एक इशू है सर. और कोई क्वेश्चंस फॉर मी दो
सर? मेरा एक सवाल है सर, जब आई लीग होता था ना, तब तिलक मैदान जो ग्राउंड था, कंडीशन बहुत खराब था, ठीक है. जब ISL अभी हो रहा है, गोवा में हो गया, तब पूरा वेलवेट वगैरह हो गया. मतलब आई लीग में क्यों नहीं हुआ, ISL में क्यों डेवलप हुआ?
See, because वहां पे these are the good things to come out of ISL. कि they spend money on this. Why? Not because they wanted to improve the football, by the way. Because they wanted the product to look good on TV. Okay?
अच्छा.
If they wanted the football to improve, they would have made it compulsory from day one for all ISL clubs to spend money on their grassroots. It's a very simple number. The number of people who've been produced by all ISL clubs in the last 7 years who have junior academies for India, and one junior academy, Minerva, producing the number of players we have produced. And how many are there? There's 0. See, by the way, Mohun Bagan, East Bengal and Bengaluru FC are not ISL clubs. They became ISL clubs later on. They were always I-League clubs. That is why the tradition of having academies was there. And that is why a lot of players have already come from Mohun Bagan, East Bengal and even Bengaluru FC academies. I'm talking about the rest. Name one proper thing who have actually invested on youth development. Now, even now, the moment Mohun Bagan and East Bengal have become ISL clubs, their under 13, 15, 18 team is fucked. In the last 5 years, since I've been seen in I-League, at least 4 boys or 3 boys from the top teams of Mohun Bagan and East Bengal used to be from their academy. And not only that, they used to be the ones who used to be the difference between them winning the title. For example, Mohun Bagan, when they won the title last time in I-League, it was because of their academy boys. What Shubo and all those boys did. So if you have, see, when they say na कि you have to have 2 players in the squad, developmental players, मतलब कि 21 साल से कम, वो developmental players नहीं है, वो तो तुम कहीं से भी खरीद लो जाके. ये बोलना चाहिए कि तुम्हारी academy से develop होने चाहिए. So 20% of your squad. Now see, what I'm doing by saying this is I'm killing my own business because I'm the only one selling players. Okay. But Minerva if only Minerva does well, India is not going to get anywhere. We need 100 Minervas. 100 people, that means 100 academies who focus only on youth and then see what happens in senior. It'll be a revolution. And people say that, people don't do it because it's not viable. Trust me, don't have any corporate company and I don't have any money. Whatever I'm earning, I'm able to spend in football. If I was not able to earn, I wouldn't be able to spend. So I've shown people that the only way you can stay alive is if you invest in junior football. And everyone else has shown that the only way you can go bankrupt is if you keep trying to buy the most expensive player. But they still keep doing that and they still don't learn.
Sir, one question to you, sir. Round Glass Punjab, which you sold in 2020. Right now, after it's going to be 3 years now, you think the decision you made was correct and
Oh, yes.
right in that?
It was brilliant. See, because when I made the decision, at that time, the news had come in. See, my aim is I'm always a very passionate guy. I'm from country. तो अगर आई लीग खेलना है तो इंडिया का चैंपियन बनना है, ठीक है? इंडिया का चैंपियन क्यों बनना है? क्योंकि मैंने एशिया का चैंपियन बनना है, जाके इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट करना है. So when we won the I League, we went for the AFC. Now next year they said you win the I League, you can't go for AFC. We've given it to ISL. I said, can I get to ISL? Okay, if I win I League, can I get to ISL? No. Okay, how can I get to ISL? If you pay Mr. Ambani 18 crores a year. What? Okay, but if I beat all ISL clubs, can I get in there? No. Still you can't. You can be the shittiest team in the country, but pay 18 crores and still get in. But you can be the best team in the country on merit, but can't get in if you don't have the money. So, okay. And by the way, so if you come last in I League, but you're still relegated. You are not promoted if you come top, but you're relegated. So I said, why should I be in this league? Now, somebody who wanted to come into this league and wanted to try their luck and had the money was Round Glass Punjab. And they've been trying for 4-5 years to come through promotion, but because we were in Punjab, because Pele, it used to be North India round for juniors, and they never used to be able to come up, or Punjab. So the only thing I sold was what? The players I had in under 13, under 15, and under 18, and my senior team. That's it. That's all I sold. And obviously, right to play in the I League. Why? Because I was confident. Why? Because I have a factory. किस बात की फैक्ट्री है? प्लेयर्स की फैक्ट्री है. तो क्या है इसमें? क्या करना है? मैं वहीं से शुरू करूंगा. कहां से? लोएस्ट लेवल से. और फिर मैं प्रमोशन से ऊपर आऊंगा. You can put, like I was also saying, you can put Minerva in the 10th division. If we deserve to get there, one day we'll get there. But you can't say, okay, you will stop here. But because why? तेरे जेब में पैसे नहीं है. That's why I left. Now, why have I returned with a bang? Because they've now promised this, that कि एक टीम जाएगा. अब by chance इस साल suppose राउंड ग्लास या गोकुलम या श्रीनिधि जो भी जीता, उन्होंने किसी रीजन से उनको आगे नहीं भेजा, मैं अपने दोनों क्लब बंद कर दूंगा. Again in protest. Why? Because there's no point. The only reason I'm is going because if one day I can go good enough, I can get to the top. Because this is the only game where money doesn't matter. It's what you are on the field. So see, why am I so confident? Because अभी इस टाइम पे ISL में मेरे 30 या 32 प्लेयर हैं यार. So अगर हम एक टीम में 6 इंडियन रखते हैं, मेरी 5 टीमें ISL में खेल रही हैं इस टाइम पे. So making a team for ISL is not a big deal at all. And even sustaining myself. Why? Because they are my players. I produce them. I don't have to pay them crores a year. My whole point is that's why you produce players and you play, because it makes it viable. You can't have all buying clubs, na? You have to have buying clubs and selling clubs. That is why English football does well, Spanish football does well. And you have to have that lower and bottom end. यहाँ पे ISL में क्या 10 के 10 सुपरस्टार, 10 नहीं 9, because एक बेचारा जॉन एब्राहम है जो बेचारे जी फंस गए हैं बीच में और उनके पैसे जाई जा रहे हैं. Other than that, जो बाकी सुपरस्टार हैं उनकी जेब नहीं खत्म होती है. So they are okay and keep on spending money, but that will not develop players ना, because they are looking for वो क्या चल रहे हैं. हमने इस साल to win the league this time. So 2 crore का प्लेयर ले लो, 3 crore का ले लो. इसीलिए जो इनको 2 crore रुपया हर साल मिलता है from FSDL. They get 2 crores a year for spending on their under 13, 15, 18 teams. So that means 20 crores minimum a year is given by FSDL to all ISL clubs. So 20 crores in the last 5 years, 100 crores. 100 crores, how many junior national titles has ISL club won for 100 crores? Zero. How many players have they produced? Zero. How much have I spent? Probably 2 crores, 3 crores. How many players, how many titles? 8. How many players have I produced? I just told you hundreds, man. तो कुछ ना कुछ गलत हो रहा है. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूं कि ये कह रहे हैं वो गलत चीजों पे स्पेंड कर. ये नहीं कि पैसा नहीं है, पैसा है, बट वो गलत चीजों पे स्पेंड कर रहे हैं. एंड दैट इज द वेस्ट. दैट इज अ ह्यूज वेस्ट फॉर आवर कंट्री. वी नीड टू हैव पीपल who enforce strict discipline on these clubs and make sure they have these academies running around throughout the year. See, why am I feeling sad? Because अब हमारे पास 10 ISL clubs हैं. So suppose जो मिनर्वा, I'm being honest, जो मिनर्वा player produce कर सकता है, a Mumbai City can produce a better player juniors में. Why? Because उनके coaches में से better हैं, उनकी facilities में से better हैं. They can give better exposure to their players. They can do so much and they can produce. Because मैं rocket science नहीं कर रहा हूँ. It's not that I'm a great person, I'm a genius, मैं कर रहा हूँ. No. जो मैं कर रहा हूँ वो करेंगे तो they will produce even better players. वो नहीं कर रहे हैं. And that is why I'm so pissed off with them always. Because they can do so much and they don't.
हाल फिलहाल जो अंडर 17 हीरो यूथ कप हुआ था एंड जहाँ पर क्लासिक एकेडमी ऑलरेडी सिंह वाज अ पार्ट ऑफ द टीम. ही वाज सेइंग मी मेनी थिंग्स अबाउट द टूर्नामेंट एंड थिंग. he was utterly disappointed by the our Kolkata Giants actually. They were no both of the Kolkata
and
Giants.
you know why again? Because their academies were not there. They had all collected their teams. I came to know about it from both the teams, East Bengal and Mohun Bagal, and collected their teams over the last 1-2 months and put them together and trained them. और दोनों ने गोरा कोच लगाया हुआ था, बट क्या फायदा उससे?
Sir, if I ask you for going forward, do you think Indian के जो national team coaches है and in the youth development में बोलिए या Viviano is doing a great job with the under 16, 17 team. He's doing a terrific
He's
job.
doing a very good job. I'm very impressed with him. I think he's doing a great job. In fact, from the very beginning, अगर तुम देखो ना भाई, Viviano की जितनी भी टीम, see I say it like it is, जो Viviano की जितनी भी टीम है उनका रिजल्ट्स अच्छे आते हैं. So ऐसे बंदों को you should not only just leave it. See, you should give him now जो भी उसके पास age group है. You can't just put him as an under 17 coach and keep him there. क्या करना चाहिए? कोच को कैसे बढ़ाते हैं? जो तुम्हारा under 17 का बैच है ना, फिर जब वो under 19 बनेंगे, you move up with them. When they become under 23, you move up with them. So that means that coach has spent actually 10 years with them by the time he reaches senior. And then you make the senior team coach Indian. And you see the results difference. Because जब तक गोरे को समझ आती है कि Indians क्या चीज है, see, Bengalis have very different qualities than Punjabis, than Keralites, than Goans, than Manipuris. By the time Gora understands कि यार अच्छा हमको सेंटर बैक चाहिए तो पंजाब से लेना चाहिए बिकॉज वहां पे तकड़े लड़के फिजिकल हैं, और अगर हमारे को गोलकीपर लेने हैं तो पंजाब या बंगाल से लेने हैं, या अगर हमारे को मिडफील्डर्स लेने हैं, स्ट्राइकर्स लेने हैं फ्रॉम नॉर्थ ईस्ट लेने हैं या डाउन साउथ लेने हैं केरला से, ये पता लगता है उसको 2 साल के बाद जाके. आई एम जस्ट गिविंग यू अ नॉर्मल एग्जांपल. या कि पंजाबीज को सिखाने का तरीका क्या है? 2 छितर मारने का. ओके. एंड मणिपुरीज को कैसे सिखाओगे, या मिजोरम के लड़कों को? बाय पुटिंग एन आर्म अराउंड देम एंड ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्लेन टू देम प्रॉपर्ली. बिकॉज बाय द इवन पंजाबीज एंड बंगालीज बोथ लातों के भूत है. बंगाली भी पंजाबी भी बिल्कुल सेम है हम. एंड गोअन्स एंड मणिपुरीज, दे आर सेंसिटिव पीपल. इनको ना लगता है कि अच्छा हाँ मेरे को ऐसे बोल दिया, तो इनको बताना पड़ता है, सिखाना पड़ता है. हमारे को क्या है, चक्कर करा, ठीक है. तो we are used to it, and we को हमारे को शुरू से ही हमारे टीचर्स ने ऐसे ही मार के सिखाया होता, तो हमको बिल्कुल कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, हमारे को पता है. So this is the thing, they don't get the culture. Because Indian will get the culture. Then in Indian coach, Suppose he needs a center back. यार मेरा सेंटर बैक मेन इंजर हो गया अनवर अली, तो अब मुझे सेंटर बैक चाहिए, कहाँ जाऊं, उसको 50 पता होंगे दिमाग में. Whereas the Gora will ask the guy next to him कि अच्छा मेरे को सेंटर बैक चाहिए, फिर वो 4 बुला के देगा, फिर ट्रायल पे देखेगा उनको. You know, it's a very big difference then when you do that. And that is why every World Cup except one, all World Cups have always been won by coaches of their own team from their own country. That is why.
राइट सर, राइट. ये बात है, इसलिए मैंने आपको ये क्वेश्चन पूछा, बिकॉज वी हैव बीन अ फैन ऑफ फॉरेन कोचेस. एंड लास्ट मंथ आई वाज डूइंग एन एपिसोड विद मिस्टर सुखविंदर सिंह. ही वाज आल्सो फ्रॉम पंजाब एंड ही वाज
See, why we have to stop doing Gora Puja? Because when we are employing Goras, we are trying to show world and trying to tell ourselves that we are employing them because they are better than us, and that is why they are trying to teach us something. No man, they are not better than us. अब मुझे बताओ, I'll give you an example. When the Indian hockey team plays the German hockey team, before the match they are thinking 5 साल उनको कितना मारेंगे. अगर इंडियन फुटबॉल टीम को तुम जर्मन फुटबॉल टीम से खिलाओगे, हम सोचेंगे कितना खाना है आज. Look at the mentality difference. Is here. The moment you stop thinking that Goras can teach us better, no, they can't. We Indians know us Indians better. We know what things will work for us. What works for Goras will not work for us. What food works for them does not work for us. What exercise works for them does not work for us. Everything is different. What skills we have, they can never have, and what they have, we can never have.
करेक्ट सर, करेक्ट सर. और
मेरा एक
क्वेश्चन
सवाल है. सर मेरा एक सवाल है. अब सपोज गोकुलम केरला विन आई लीग, तो वो प्रोमोट होगा आईएसएल में. तो केरला स्टेट्स में ही 2 टीम होगा, एक केरला ब्लास्टर्स, एक गोकुलम, एक पेएबल, एक नॉट पेएबल.
या श्रीनिधि डेक्कन, सो हैदराबाद.
यस,
इट कैन इवन बी देयर.
तो ऐसे सिस्टम मतलब क्या है? मतलब
नहीं,
एक तो 18 करोड़ दे रहा है, एक नहीं दे रहा है, मतलब ये प्रमोट हो गया. मतलब
हाँ, तो अब ये उनको फिर 18 करोड़ से वापस भी कुछ नहीं मिलेगा ना. उनको 10 करोड़ मिल रहा है अभी, फिर अगले साल ज्यादा मिलेगा, 15-20 मिलेगा, 30 मिलेगा, इनको कुछ नहीं मिलेगा. Now the system is, the whole point is, that is why the ISL clubs were so against it. और उनकी गलती भी नहीं है, बिकॉज उनको प्रॉमिस किया गया. But the whole thing is, ये शुरू से ही गलत था ना. ये शुरू से ही गलत था. The whole system was wrong, because you can't demote an entire league because they have more money. क्या है ये लीग नंबर 1 है, क्यों? ये जो इनके तो 10 ओनर है ना, ये अमीर बाप के बच्चे हैं, तुम साले गरीब हो, नीचे जाओ. यही हुआ हमारे साथ. और क्या हुआ?
यस सर.
और जो हमारे में से भी 2 अमीर बाप के बच्चे थे, वो चले गए ऊपर. 3 थे बेंगलुरु, मोहन बगान, ईस्ट बंगाल, वो चले गए ऊपर. जो गरीब है वो रह गए.
सर ये बात तो है फैक्ट सर. कुछ चीज में, जैसे आप अपना ओनरशिप में क्लब चलाते हो, आप मिनर्वा चलाते थे, आइजवॉल का भी सेम है. मिस्टर अल्मायो विद द चर्चिल ब्रदर्स, द अल्मायो फैमिली इज डूइंग दैट. But problem lied in when JCT won that cup in 1997, the first NFL title, when Philips was the sponsor of the league. And 25 साल हो गए हैं. हम लोग सर जो सबसे कंसिस्टेंट टीम था आई लीग का, डेम्पो स्पोर्ट्स क्लब, वेयर इट इज राइट नाउ.
सी, जो मैंने डिसीजन 3 साल, सी व्हेन डेम्पो वेंट आउट ना, I had just come into Indian football, so it was coinciding with me coming into Indian football. In fact, Dempo was the one who, उस time पे you could, CMS CRS नहीं होता था, so a player could play for many clubs in a season. I'm talking about 2015, okay, 14-15, there was nothing known as that. So Dempo actually owned FC Goa, and उस time पे ISL was a 40-day tournament, so the whole year we played second division, we were on top of the second division. वो साला ISL tournament खत्म हो गया, FC Goa had just come from the finals, and they put all the players back, from Romeo to Mandar to Subrata, everybody back in the second division team. And the final match, and we were on top till the end. Final match, they beat us 3-1. Okay, and they qualified, but they withdrew. So we got into the I-League because they withdrew. And they withdrew. I was thinking that time, wow यार मजा आ गया, लाइफ बन गया, वो विड्रॉ करके हमारे को मौका मिल गया. बट अगर मुझे पता होता उस टाइम पे कि क्या होने वाला है, तो मैं जाता ही ना अंदर, बिकॉज व्हाट दे डिड वाज राइट. ऑल द गोवन क्लब्स डिड द राइट थिंग. जो मैंने अब जाके किया राउंड क्लास पंजाब के साथ, मतलब अपना शेयर दिया उनको, बेचा, वो उन्होंने तब कर लिया था. So what did Mr. Dempo do? Mr. Dempo said कि okay fine, I will, जो पैसा मैंने आई लीग में खर्च करना है मैं अपनी अकेडमी बनाऊंगा. So I have seen that he's come up with a beautiful academy, which is probably India's one of the best academies, and hopefully now starts producing results for Goa, because at least that money has been invested somewhere. And now, the moment it said कि okay, promotion is on, he's back. And in fact, I tweeted first, when the moment I came to know about it, I tweeted about it. I said, welcome back. We were missing you all. We're missing you a lot. And because they're 5-time I-League champions, man. So अब अगर वो I-League में पहुंचेंगे तो I-League better होएगा ना, because अब पहले I-League में कुछ नहीं रहा. So at least we need more stalwart clubs like them.
नहीं सही सर. सर एक क्वेश्चन है, मिस्टी फ्लिक्स हैज अ क्वेश्चन फॉर यू. सेज सर अप्रॉक्स हाउ मच मनी आई नीड टू स्टार्ट
It depends. It depends all on what kind of an academy you want to open. So I have opened this academy. It depends on what kind of land you have. So अगर तो if you start, I have been lucky that जो मेरा farmland था उसको मैंने convert किया into football fields. अगर मेरे पास farmland नहीं होता, this would have not been possible, because it's not possible for a normal man to go and buy 6, 7, 8, 10 acres of land and then make a football field on 3-4 football fields on it. Nobody can do that nowadays. It's very, very impossible with the kind of land prices. That's why no football club in India has its own stadium, except Jamshedpur, because they own the bloody whole city. Otherwise, nobody else has it. And that is why, because it's so expensive. And academy में start करने में पैसा नहीं लगता. Academy अगर आपने ठीक तरह run नहीं की, then पैसा लगता है. See, you can start an academy, you can have a tie-up with a school, you have a ground for free. तो तुमने बोलना you train the school team for free, you keep a coach, जो उनकी school की admissions आएंगी to playing in, you can make them play in the under 13, 15, 18 I-League. So जो उनकी स्कूल की एडमिशन आएगी उससे जो पैसा आएगा, you can take your cut because they are coming there because they want to play the under 13, 15, 18 I-League. फिर जो शाम को प्रैक्टिस करोगे उसी ग्राउंड में, उससे तुम पैसा कमाओगे. And that's how you run your academy. अगर तुम सोचते हो कि तुम घंटे के हिसाब से ग्राउंड बुक करोगे, वहां रेंट दोगे और फिर अकेडमी चलाओगे, या तुम लैंड लोगे, नहीं चलेगी अकेडमी. So that is why भाई we've opened up AFCAI, Association of Football Clubs and Academies in India. This is to help academies and clubs do exactly this. Anything they need from us, जो हमारी mistakes हैं, to learn from our mistakes and make sure they don't make it. Because unless we have 5,000, 7,000 clubs all over India, it's not going to happen. That's why this has been set up.
Sure, sir. Sir, I will not take much time now. Actually, we have given more time than expected, sir. Sir, I'll ask you before we go. We'll have a small rapid fire with you, because that's something, and you are very vocal about things, and I really like how you say, and you're very upfront about things. And when you say this team is better, but they have made some mistakes, I think they should have been better. That shows how neutral or rational are you when you are deciding on things or judging on things. That's quite nice.
Definitely, especially with football, I can't lie, man. It's just comes from the heart.
Sir, I'll ask you one. I think Orgo will have the first question of the rapid fire. Please, Orgo, go ahead.
Sir, I-League or ISL?
It'll always be I-League for me, because that's where the home of the birth of Indian football was. So ISL is there because of I-League now.
Okay.
Yes.
Sir, East Bengal or Mohun Bagan?
Original Mohun Bagan and original East Bengal. Original, not A-League. Original.
East Bengal तो originally है ना सर? क्या?
ना. उनका भी लग गया SC साहब ने.
अभी तो SC थी, अभी तो और आ गया और एक.
अभी पहले क्यू लगा था, SC लग गया, अब इमामी लग गया, अब अगले साल कह रहे हैं कुछ और लगने वाला है. तो वही है ना, तब तक.
तो सर मेरा और एक सवाल है, ईस्ट बंगाल मैनेजमेंट और मोहन बागान मैनेजमेंट?
मोहन बागान मैनेजमेंट एनी डे. Look what East Bengal management is still doing to them. At least मोहन बागान मैनेजमेंट ने वहां पे जाके देख के अपना हाथ तो हटा लिया है कि we are not going to screw up मोहन बागान anymore. चलो, you people do it. ईस्ट बंगाल वाले तो कहते हैं हम दे भी देंगे, हम तब भी हम सबको तुम्हारा सत्यानाश भी हम करेंगे. छोड़ते नहीं साले वो बेचारे उनको.
Sir, he said he asked you a very very relevant question. I was naming a person, Devbrata Sarkar or Devashish Datta. Exactly.
Any day Devashish Datta, because at least, see, I'll tell you, at least they joined in the fight. They had a fight against the ISL. At least थोड़ी देर तो ground stand किया, चाहे ज़्यादा देर नहीं किया, but किया तो. And now things are not looking that bad compared to what they are for EB, because it was this. And also looking at things, the partnership, as long as he changes the name, ATK हटा देंगे और मोहन बगान रख लेंगे, it will be probably the best decision Mr. Goenka has ever made, because he's not going to lose out. If he thinks the ATK brand name is huge, he's not going to lose out. He can actually, what he should do, he should make two teams. One is ATK FC and one is Mohun Bagan FC. Because all the fans who supported ATK before Mohun Bagan came in also deserve their own club. Simple as that. You can't take away and finish clubs like this. That's what corporate does. They don't have a problem with दो companies merge करती हैं. उनको समझ नहीं आता दो companies merge कर सकती हैं, दो clubs can't merge.
सही बात सर. सर एक्चुअली एटीके का भी कुछ फैन बेस था जब वो लोग खेलते थे, एंड आई थिंक दैट शुड आल्सो बी
Exactly. See, all football fans should be looked into. You can't just take anybody for granted just because वो ज्यादा हैं मोहन बगान, and even though you know I'm so close to मोहन बगान fans, वो ज्यादा हैं और वो कम है, तो फिर वही बात होगी ना, माइनॉरिटी वालों को मार दो. वो हमारी कंट्री में, I don't want that happening.
करेक्ट सर. सर और एक क्वेश्चन सर, ईगोस टी मैच या स्टीवन कॉन्स्टेंटाइन, कौन बेटर?
Any day ईगोस टी मैच, any day, any bloody day.
रीजन?
Better football and better ideas with the team, and he says it like it is. Matlab, I like a coach who is not afraid of people and who says it like it is. It doesn't matter what the results are, but he's truthful to us. He's honest to us. Whereas I don't like people who follow the chief and the boss's diktat and they keep on lying to fans because their boss wants them to lie to fans. Like I say it like it is.
सर भाईचुंग भूटिया और सुनील छेत्री.
Pointed question. Again, a very pointed question. Sunil Chetri, because he's my legend. He's my captain for India right now. So always will be Sunil Chetri till he's playing. After they play, they become equal. Then the next captain of India is my favorite. He's my captain. He's my legend. He's my guy I follow.
सर एकदम ये दिस आंसर, ये आंसर सर आपने काफी, मतलब क्या बोलते हैं, आपने काफी पॉलिटिकली करेक्ट खिलाई. दिस इज द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन व्हिच ऐसे आपने बोला है, नहीं जो प्रेजेंट कैप्टन है कोई भी हो जाए
भाई, कल अगर चेत्री स्टिल प्लेइंग इन द टीम and the captain is Sandesh Jingan, then my favorite player is Sandesh Jingan even over Sunil Chetri, because my captain is my player. We follow our captain.
करेक्ट सर, करेक्ट सर. प्रफुल्ल पटेल और कल्याण चौबे?
Any day कल्याण चौबे भाई, any day.
नहीं, मैं फिर पूछता था because देखिए आपने, you have seen him as a AFF president.
Yeah, भाई, I'll tell you why, because कल्याण चौबे at least answers phone calls and messages. प्रफुल्ल पटेल को मीटिंग करते करते 4 महीने लग जाता, तभी मीट नहीं करता था. So I'll tell you, in the 7 years of football when he was president and I was in Indian football, I have met Prafull Patel once, which is in a meeting with 70 other club owners. Second division, I league सारे इकट्ठे बुलाए थे एक बारी. 7 साल में एक बारी मिला हूँ. कल्याण चौबे को मैं already, I have met him 4 times, 5 times in the last 6-5 months since he's been in different events. Not that I've gone to meet him. I've just been in some football event and he's been there.
करेक्ट. आपने बताया सर 2047 का प्लान, रोड मैप, हैव यू डिस्कस्ड विद हिम? जयदीप दा के साथ, किसी के साथ बात हुआ? जयदीप बासु और
if they had asked me, I would have told them that this plan is vision. Love the vision. How to get to the vision? There is no plan. So how do you expect us to believe that you're going to get there? So this is a pointed question to Mr. Kalyan Chaube and Mr. Shaji. How are we going to get there? Because your vision is great, but you have zero plans.
श्योर सर. Sir, in our next episode, we are planning to host one of the AIFF officials. Mostly,
Brilliant.
तो सर आपका ये क्वेश्चन आई विल शूट आउट टू देम और ये
Yes.
रिकॉर्डिंग में रख दूंगा.
हाँ, और
इसी
क्वेश्चन
पे
ये होना
परमिशन.
चाहिए कि ये सब कुछ फर्स्ट क्लास है, पर आप बताओ आप पहुंचोगे कैसे? सो आप बैकवर्ड करो कि आपके अगले 4 साल में जो एम्स हैं, ये जो आपने 4 साल की एम्स बताए हैं, इसको कैसे पहुंचोगे, उसके लिए क्या करने लगे हो. Simple. And maybe they have some secret plan which we don't know about, and we'll come to know about. Okay, maybe we are surprised. Okay.
नहीं बात ये सही है सर. आपका आपका द वे यू सेड अबाउट द सीक्रेट प्लान मेरे को आई थॉट ऑफ द डिफरेंट थिंग. पर ठीक है.
Done.
थैंक
Thank
यू
you.
फॉर योर टाइम सर. आप आए एंड आप ऑल क्वेश्चंस
Thank
का
you
आंसर
so
किए
much,
और
Bhai,
वो
for having me. And for Indian football, I'm always there. And thank you so much for having me on Football and Food. I love the channel, and everyone should share and subscribe. And thank you so much, Arga. Thank you so much, San. Love you guys. Jai Hind.
थैंक यू सर. गुड नाइट.
गुड नाइट सर.
थैंक यू.